You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And welcome to this week's edition of The Mountain Gardener. Your host, Ken Lain, here every week talking about the landscapes of northern Arizona. And we are into the monsoon season. So I don't know if you've seen rain yet. I had a couple sprinkles. Had one good storm last month, nothing this month so far, but I know neighbors that have. So when they're saying the mountains of Arizona are going to see rain and there's a 34% chance, what they're really saying is 34% of us will see rain. The rest will see none. And so I've been one of those none folks. I mean, right across, you can see the storm hitting the hill right across the street, but not me. So it's kind of one of those things. I'm ready. My plants are ready. You can tell the humidity is up because the leaves are kind of a little perkier. Things seem to be brighter. There's a little shade. The plants are responding. Even without the rain, the plants are responding because the heat, that intense heat, no humidity, bright sun at elevation, wears on them. That's the month of June. And now we're into the summer rainy season. And so the plants will grow more for you now. That's why I keep telling folks, I'm like on a soapbox for the next few weeks. Fertilize everything in the yard, from the lawn to the perennial beds to the trees, the shrubs to your natives. They have been stressed out. They need to take advantage of this growing cycle. So those maples and sycamores and purple leaf plums and the fruit trees, they can all start to elongate. And so I fertilized everything in my yard last week, thinking it was going to rain. So rain's what's going to activate it. And so it will come. So get it on there. And then the granular fertilizer will go through the rock, go through the fabric. It'll go through the soils, and the plants will pick it up as they need it. Use organic food. So mainly talking about 744 all-purpose plant food. So when I put together years ago, and it really works. So do one fertilizer on everything. What about my roses? Don't they need something special? One thing. What about my fruit trees? One thing. Just get a good balanced fertilizer. At one point I was selling, I don't know, like 10 different varieties. I had a pansy food and a geranium food and it was nuts. Here's the secret. They're doing that just so you'll buy more fertilizer. So more varieties of fertilizer. It's not that complicated. Get a good, balanced, organic food that releases slowly every time it waters or irrigates, and your plants will thrive. The only insider tip I can give you on fertilizer is stay away from, for the love of gardening, please, stay away from synthetic fertilizers. It's not good for you. It's not good for your soil. It's not good for your well. And it's really not good for your worms, things that are good in the soil. Yes, the plants respond, but all the good stuff in the soil, it repels them. So you're doing yourself instantaneous, like crack cocaine for trees and shrubs and things that grow. But the soil, it's like toxins. And so using organic food, you can get the same benefit for your trees, and you'll actually increase the good things there's symbiotic things that happen with worms and mycorrhizals and roots and plants that go together. And you want to increase that, not decrease it. Okay, enough about that. Enough of my soapbox. You've heard this before. So fertilize. If you haven't done it yet, you're probably not going to, but you should. I have found snails. They're causing holes. They're putting holes in things. If you've got leaves that are not perfect, they've got holes in them, and you don't see a bug, probably almost guaranteed it's going to be a snail or a slug. And they're out right now. They come out at night. You don't see them because they're hiding underneath things or bird bait during the day, but at night they come out and they start eating holes in things. And then they run back underneath all the shrubs and the rocks and in the nooks and crannies, things that are moist and cool. That's where they hang out. So if you see that, I've seen a lot of them. I was scratching my head, tomatillos. I was seeing holes. I'm going, what the heck is going on? And I start poking around, lifting some rocks up, and there are snails everywhere. It's super easy to treat these organically. So I want to teach two things to you: how to deal with ants, snails, and slugs organically by the end of this segment. And the word you want to use is spinosad. It's a new organic product, new organic additive. They lace it so when you can put your hand in it, no problems. You could probably, no, I won't say put it on your cereal. Don't do that. Don't put it in a dog bowl. Don't use some common sense, but they pelletize it and they sprinkle it around the yard, and snails, slugs are attracted to it. Earwigs, things like that. They're attracted to spinosad. So the product is called Come and Get It Spinosad Plus for outdoor use. I actually say outdoor and around residential areas. So spinosad, great stuff. You can just, here it is, and here's pelletized. It's in a container. It comes in a pound size. You sprinkle around where you see the activity. They will come out, and in 2 or 3 days, you'll just see carcasses around. So this is really good stuff for snail. And it's not going to hurt your birds. It's not going to pollute your gardens. It's completely organic. Spinosad is a magical new organic that we're trying to sell or carry more of just because we've seen such great results. I've been using spinosad soap. They have a liquid form of this stuff for my foliage plants. So I had caterpillars eating on my petunias, and they took out all the flowers. All I had was a beautiful green plant. Spritzed it with spinosad soap, and caterpillars gone. Fertilized it with a little flower power, and a week later, literally, they're the most glorious petunias I've seen. They are spectacular. Right now, I'm using my spinosad soap as a preventative because I just know bud worms are just a thing. So they just come out, and they come out this time of year, every year. I'm looking very carefully at my tomatoes because I know tomato worms are coming. Those great big gigantic green worms. I know they're coming. In fact, I just spritzed my tomatoes just as a preventative because I know they're going to come. So spinosad soap is great for caterpillars. Spinosad Come and Get It is they put it in a form that snail and slugs go after. So those are easy solutions. Just catch them. They get into my yarrow. So I just sprinkle some in my yarrow. They get in my ivies. I just sprinkle some in my ivies because I know they're in there somewhere. And I want you to have one last fabulous meal on me before you go off and crawl and die. And all I see are shells left. Snails and slugs are terrible. Don't let them eat holes in your stuff. Spend all this time and money, energy, nursing, caring for these plants, and then they start to get holes in them. That's unacceptable. Come and Get It fire an ant killer. So they put a spinosad in a red ant killer. So if you got red ants, those great big mounds, this is a completely organic. We do not need to use these heavy toxins anymore. The organics work just as well, and they're far safer. For your dogs are going to run over it, get it on their paws, lick their paws, and die. Stuff is way safer. And again, it comes in it's kind of a powder form, granular form. So you sprinkle it around this anthill, that the big red ones that bite you. You don't want those around where your kids are playing or where you're walking or the dogs are at. So they just wreak havoc. Out there, fine. Close to the house, by the patio, no. We're going to get rid of red ants. And so Come and Get It. I sprinkle this around the hill. They pick it up and they carry it deep underground and feed it directly to the queen. Once you get rid of the queen ant, they're kind of like bees. Those one that's laying all these ants. You get rid of her, and all the hill will die within a few days. And then they start feeding each other. They're just having one last great meal. But spinosad is such a great organic that's out anymore. So we've got 3 or 4, I forget how many products. We're trying to carry more. Every time they put spinosad in a product, we carry it because it is great stuff. So Fertilome is a good resource. They're good at this organic chemistry or delivery systems where snails, slugs, fire ants pick it up and take it off. I'm out of time. I've got tiny black ants coming into the kitchen now. Let me cover that maybe at the bottom.
Wondering why the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, it's probably because your neighbor used the all-purpose fertilizer from Waters Garden Center. Monsoon is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to feed your plants. Water's all-purpose fertilizer is the only organic made especially for Arizona mountain soils. Don't buy a bunch of different fertilizer for your flowers, veggies, trees, or grass. This one does it all. The plants on your side will be happier, healthier, well, greener. Safe, natural, organic. Waters Garden Center in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increase success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.